to another episode of I've Always Been This Way. Today, believe it or not, I'm drinking hot tea. Embarrassing, I know, but nevertheless, these freaking allergies and all this goddamn pollen is making me crazy. So every once in a while, you'll hear me sipping something. It's nothing good, just tea. Oh, it is good. Rainy made it, so it's delicious, but it is just tea. There's people in the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen, and I do not like performing in front of people. And I guess that sounds fucking ridiculous, but it's absolutely true. Crinkling shit in the kitchen, making a bunch of fucking noise. Today, I want to talk about fake versus real. Like fake tits, botox, dyeing your hair, all that bullshit. First of all, if it's fake or real or what you consider real, I guess it's all real. Who cares? Like my husband says about boob jobs. What did I wrote down? Oh, he said, if you can see it, it is real. Or if they're tits, if you can see them, they are real. And he was talking about boob jobs, of course. I don't know what it is about men and boobs in general, but they love them. I don't know why. It's weird. I don't really give a flying shit what you do to your body, what you want to do to your body. I think it's great. You do whatever it is that you want to do to yourself to make yourself feel good. I'd get my hair done every month. I'm sure I'd be a little bit gray by now. I wear makeup as little as I have to, as rarely as I have to. But my executive director told me I'm too shiny to not wear makeup for this podcast. So, I throw a little bit on, do what I can. I never even have learned to put this shit on. But anyway, you got to do in life what makes you feel good. And if you look in the mirror every day and you genuinely do not feel good about yourself, and there's something you can do to change that or make a little improvement, then do it. But if you look in the mirror and you feel great about yourself, that's okay too. Which none of us are perfect, that's for sure. Like even if you go see like some celebrity that's had all this work done and new nose, new boobs, new teeth, new everything, they're probably not as happy as me and you. I mean, we're some happy motherfuckers looking just like we do. Although, I do a little, tweaking here and there. Like I do really like botox. Only get it done in my forehead because I don't like the 11s, And I feel like when I do that, it makes me look at least a little bit younger so I don't have to pile on 10 tons of makeup, which I fucking hate. One thing I hate about makeup is that you put it on, but you also got to take it off, which is annoying if you're tired and drunk. You can't do those things. I mean, it's hard enough to sometimes brush your teeth, and as I'm getting older, I have to take 75 different fucking pills before I go to bed. I can't be washing my face, taking a bunch of makeup. That's bullshit. So I also get, every once in a while, I get my eyelashes tinted. And of course, I get my hair colored. But I've fully believe, like, y'all do whatever the fuck you want. You want to get new teeth? You want a mouthful of chiclet-looking teeth? Do that. Do whatever makes you happy. I would consider getting a little bit more dental work. Of course, I would like straighter teeth. I'd like whiter teeth and all this. But, like, growing up, I've had some dental traumas that have caused me to be, like, borderline lunatic at the dentist. And they will definitely tell you that I'm nuts there. Like when I go to the dentist, just to get my teeth cleaned, they have to put numbing gel on me, on my gums. And they have to, they don't have to, but I like the laughing gas. I mean, maybe I'm just like a closet druggie that likes to feel high. But it does feel much more relaxing than hearing and feeling somebody scraping up in your mouth and stuff. It's gross. it was funny because a couple of years ago, I had to get a root canal. And after I got a root canal, they gave me this like temporary, well, I called it a flipper. I don't know what they call it now, like a fake tooth, like an implant, temporary implant. And it was like on this, like it kind of looked like a retainer a little bit, but it had like a tooth. And it was so depressing and frustrating and all these things because the dentist office took like 7,000 years, also known as 7 months, to get my freaking real fake tooth or permanent fake tooth in. So for 7 months, or maybe even longer than that, God, I'm trying to forget, but I had this fake tooth. So I just kind of became self-deprecating, and we'd like be somewhere, or I'd be in church, or I would be at a restaurant with somebody, and I'd be talking and I'd just flip it in and out, which I thought was funny, but it never ceased to freak out who I was with. But I just kind of felt like, you just sometimes have to kind of make fun of whatever situation you're in. And that was a situation, that was a situation that was so depressing and uncomfortable to me that I was like, let me at least get some laughs out of this shit. But now I have this permanent tooth that I only kind of like, but I do not really want to go through that process again. But whoever does, more power to you. As I'm getting older, we all, things move and shift and all sorts of things that are not cool. Not cool. I think it's complete and utter bullshit that after I breastfed 3 kids, that my kids, took all those nutrients and they didn't leave me with what I call bathtub boobs. And bathtub boobs are like when you're laying in the bathtub and they're like your boobs are still like buoyant and perfect looking. They're not like that anymore. But I mean, they're fine. They do the job. Nobody's writing complaints to the management about my boobs. So far so good with that. I'm okay. I'm going to keep them as they are for now. But I'm not above doing something if it makes me feel better at all. I would love a tummy tuck, but like right now, I probably need to lose about, 40 pounds or whatever. So it'd be kind of fucking stupid to get a tummy tuck while I still need to lose weight. And maybe I'll lose weight someday. Maybe I fucking won't. I don't know, but if I do, I'm going to get a tummy tuck and get that shit taken care of. And whoever does those things to make themselves feel better about themselves, then go for it. But what I would say is don't ever fucking do any of that stuff. Don't do anything to your body to make anyone happy besides yourself, because that's not going to make you happy long term. You got to make yourself happy. You got to look in the mirror and say, do I look okay or am I a fuggo? And it's okay if you're happy and you're a little fugly and you're happy with yourself and your partner thinks you're cute and whatever. But if you feel deep down like, hey, I'm really a fuggo, like I really would like to no longer be a frog, I want to turn into a prince or princess or whatever, then go fucking do that. Make yourself happy, but do it for yourself. Don't do that shit for anybody else. Because they don't have to carry around those big old love bags of boobs. You do. So you just need to do that for yourself. And what else would I do? I don't know. I'm sure there's all sorts of procedures. I've done a chemical peel. That hurts like a motherfucker. Oh my God, they're like, it'll just be like a little burning. Oh no. That shit hurts so bad. But it is worth it because your skin does look better. So I had this chemical peel and your skin's all getting flaky and stuff. And so one time Michael and I, after I'd gotten a chemical peel, I was feeling very self-conscious, and he's like, well, you look fine. Let's go out to dinner. And so I did. And apparently during dinner, I can feel, if you've had a chemical peel, you can feel your face getting tighter. So I could feel that. And so I excused myself. I looked like the fucking Walking Dead. And, the same reason why I loved my husband at that moment, I also wanted to punch him in the face because he knew I looked like shit, but he didn't want to tell me. But I'm sure that the waitress there thought something is wrong with this person. Like, because I was like, it was gross. I would still recommend doing it. Just don't go out in public for a week because you're going to look like a total fuggo, and that's just shit's not suitable for public. So I do think that, part of that is, people get sun damage or whatever. But I think just generally, like with any procedure, people just have insecurities. And I think, sometimes in life we think that, if we change our appearance, it'll suddenly make everything better. I think what we all need to realize is that, we can get a better boobs, better nose, better teeth, whatever. But if we're still unhappy as a person or unhappy in our marriage or whatever, then all that shit's not going to make any difference. You really just need to be doing those things for yourself, for your own benefit, for your own happiness. And, my kids were little. I always wanted them to know before they ever dated a person, or really any relationships, like, you have to know, and I would tell my kids that they were beautiful and intelligent and kind kids because they were and still are. If you're able to teach your kids very young that they have those qualities and enforce or reinforce that to them, that they'll actually carry that on into their life. And I think all three of my kids have done that. My son is, somewhat a little bit more oblivious of his appearance, as all males are. But the girls, still don't feel like they need to wear a lot of makeup, and they're both precious young women. Gosh, I shouldn't call them girls. Fuck. They'll always be my girls, okay? Young ladies, whatever the fuck. Anyway, I've, always told them, all these things about themselves. They have these excellent qualities, and they do. But I also told them if there came a point where they had an insecurity, and I'm not talking about an insecurity that requires plastic surgery. I'm not a total monster, okay? I'm not going to get my 12-year-old boob job or anything ridiculous. But I did tell them, at a pretty young age that, if they had a concern about their appearance, to come to me and we'll talk about it and see if that's something that we can resolve. In other words, like if they had acne or if their teeth were crooked or, their eyebrows were too bushy or whatever it was, those things we can address. As girls especially become older and boys become men, there's certain upkeep that just comes along with being female and male, obviously. So, a funny story is, and this kind of came about because Reagan came home from school one day, and she seemed okay. Everything was fine. And I think this was 4th grade, maybe. She gets out of the shower, and I look at her, and I move her bangs like out of the way. The crazy bitch had taken my razor to her eyebrows and like shaved a lot of her eyebrows off. And while we can laugh about this now, it was very traumatizing to her and to me. Like, maybe it's only been in the last 5 years that we've kind of actually laughed about it because it was pretty major. And what she told me is somebody in her class, or I guess a bunch of girls in her class, told her she had bushy eyebrows and she needed to address that. Prior to that, but especially because of that moment, I told her and Riley and Grant, like, if there's something like that and I really feel like socially it's going to be awkward for you or whatever, like if she had a monobrow, I would have told her, let's take care of that. But her eyebrows were beautiful. And I said, Reagan, I was like, in a year or so, if you want to start getting them waxed, we can. They're just jealous because they're not as beautiful as you. So, 3 months later, after drawing in her eyebrows every day for 3 months, her eyebrows were finally beautiful again. And it wasn't maybe till she got to college. I think maybe she might have plucked them a little bit in high school. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But in college, when she actually started getting them waxed and taking care of herself. The same happened to her when she was like maybe 5th grade or so in gymnastics. She goes, I am not wearing a gymnastics leotard with these hairy legs. I said, well, shave them. Nobody told you you couldn't shave them. You should have asked me 2 years ago. Like, I would have let both my girls, if they had, were very self-conscious about it or whatever, let them shave their legs like in 3rd grade, like with an electric razor or something. But, I'm not going to let them walk around with crazy hair on their legs or a monobrow or anything like that. Clearly, they're beautiful girls, but listen, bitches, we all need upkeep. There's just no denying that. I will say, though, I'm glad that, when you're young, a young woman, well, after I had kids, I guess I was still young, or was just a woman. I don't know. I'm old as fuck now. But anyway, back then, I didn't want to do anything more than a very subtle change to myself, like highlighting my hair and stuff, because I always felt like the girls especially were so impressionable that, if I had tweaked myself to the point where I didn't look like myself, and then as they got older, they would feel like they weren't, good enough. So it's really pretty careful about that during their very impressionable years. But what I will tell you is that I was always very honest with them. They knew that I had my eyebrows waxed. They knew that I had my hair colored. They knew that I had botox. Like, I was very upfront with them, and I told them if they ever get to an age where they feel like that's necessary. Now, the botox is not necessary until you're in your 40s, if ever. You bitches that don't get it, calm down. What the fuck? Seriously, you be you, okay? Anyway, but I was very upfront with them. I wasn't going to lie to them about what I had done. It's really nothing, pretty insignificant, in the grand scheme of things, the things I've had done. And I'll gladly admit to it. I mean, this shit doesn't just happen, people. Hello? Okay. So, how do I tie this episode up? I tie it up by saying, if you want to get your fake boobs, get your fake boobs. If you want to get Botox, get Botox. Be your best bitch. I don't care. Who gives a fuck? And some people say, oh my gosh, we worked so hard, to get equal rights and whatever. Well, you have equal rights to look as good as you can. The only other thing I'll say about that is do whatever the fuck you want. Oh my God, you guys. One thing I was going to bring up is if you're going to make this change, whatever it is, commit to that. Look good. Don't do it half-ass. Go all in and look your best self and do it for you. So y'all have a great day, great night, whatever it is. Oh, sorry. My executive producer / manager / daughter / opera singer / all these things told me that you guys should subscribe to whatever channels I'm on TikTok, although I don't know how to use TikTok, but TikTok, Reagan, where is she when I need her? YouTube, Spotify, what else am I supposed to be reading? Instagram. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. I would never make y'all pay for that. I'm not that kind of bitch. I'm not making money doing this at this point. Be nice to you someday, but I'm not at this point. So anyway, be your true self. Be happy with who you are. And if you don't want to be a certain way, change it or shut the fuck up. Have a good one. Yes, she's bitching at me. Yes, I told her to subscribe.